Hey everybody, Tristan Torres here. This is my second video. I'd like to welcome all of y'all back, anyone who's returning or any new people. I'm always happy to get more viewers, more subscribers, um, more of anything, really. Likes, shares, comments, whatever you got, even the negative ones. Um, well, as I referenced in my previous intro video, it's been a hell of a week. And I guess the question that I have is a philosophical one. What's happened to us? I don't mean some nonsensical concept like what's happened to America? How did we get here, man? No, don't mean any of that nonsense. I think we know how America's got here. We're talking broadly about humanity. You know, you see it in full color. A woman getting shot by ICE killers and yet, a good deal of the population seems to think that it was her fault. And it disgusts me and it outrages me and I know it doesn't really my rage doesn't really do it justice, but the fact of the matter is that we can't even agree on facts here in this society anymore. It's not just the United States, it's everywhere. We have so much access to information. Look at the COVID pandemic. We had all sorts of different doctors and experts telling us how bad it was going to be, and nobody listened. And still, people to this day think that COVID was a complete hoax made up in a Chinese lab and stuff. And those same people are telling us that the Earth is flat, despite hundreds and hundreds of years of evidence. And those same people are also telling us that we should eat beef tallow instead of vegetable seed oil, which is just the most nonsensical frickin' thing on the entire planet. Um, and it's just like we have so much access to information, and yet none of us seem to be able to discern it. Um, and you know, does it start with education? Does it does it start with how people are raised at home? I really don't know. And it affects people's lives. And my heart goes out to Renee Good, who is doing nothing but trying to drop her kids off or pick them up. I can't exactly remember, but she wasn't trying to antagonize ICE with deadly weapons, like they claimed. And, you know, George Floyd, same thing. It was caught on video, and yet still people went out of their way to try to blame him. Like as if he had fentanyl in his system, and as if that was relevant to why the fuck that cop sat on his neck, and it's disgusting. And it's disgusting that people who lose, you know, or who are, lose COVID, family members to COVID. It's like, and there's such a disconnect. Like, how the hell can you sit there and say, oh, no, it wasn't COVID? The Chinese killed my husband, my wife, my brother, my sister, my daughter, my son. like political ideology has ruled over some people's lives. And there was that kid in Texas who died of measles or something, and then the parents came out and said like, well, even if she had to die, it's better than her getting vaccinated. And it just turns my fucking stomach, man. I'm sorry, I uttered a bad word. um, but it does. It's a horrible, horrible thing. And you know, it's been crawling around the back of my mind these questions for months, if not years. Like, is this, can we educate ourselves out of this? Can we change emotional course? Are we so materialistic of a society that we have lost the ability to discern information? I don't know. I hope we can change course. I do love America. I love the country I live in. And I love the society that we live in, the earth that we share with all of our fellow humans. And I would hate for that to disappear or get thrown back into the dark ages. We've already had a dark ages. I hope that we don't have to go through another one. Anyway, I gotta roll. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hope these musings have given you something to think about. Or I hope you were bored enough to keep watching. So anyways, take care, everybody.